All right, so you saw the title, and right now you're thinking, what the hell is Briar thinking? There's not going to be any competitive Crucible in Destiny 2. Bungie's already come out and said there's not going to be any ranked playlists in Destiny 2. There's not going to be private matches at launch. There's all sorts of reasons that people don't think there's going to be a competitive environment for the Crucible in Destiny 2. Well, I think that's short-sighted. I think that the clues that Bungie has revealed and the stuff they've shown shows that there very much is going to be competitive play in the Crucible. What form that will take, that's still up for grabs, whether there's going to add in ranked playlists or have some sort of tournament system. We don't know what they're going to do. But if you look at everything they've done or revealed up to this point about the Crucible, signs point to, yes, Bungie is aware that people like to play in the Crucible competitively, and they're going to allow for that. It's not going to be at launch, I grant you, but with the Osiris DLC coming in winter 2017, I feel like that's a perfect time to introduce some of the tools that are needed to create a competitive Crucible experience in Destiny 2. Private matches, ranked playlists, that kind of thing, I very much think could be coming along with the Osiris DLC in winter 2017. What am I talking about? Why do I think this? Why am I so strongly in favor of Bungie actually making a competitive version of the Crucible? Why do I think they're actually doing this and they're just kind of waiting on it? Well, for one thing, the way the maps are designed in Destiny 2, the 4v4 with maps designed accordingly. All game modes in Destiny 2 will be 4v4. Your fire team will be a 4-man fire team. You'll fight with 3 of your friends against 4 other people, and it doesn't matter what game mode you're playing. It's always going to be 4v4. And what that allows them to do is design the maps, design the Crucible maps, so that they fit with 4v4 game modes. Right now, in Destiny 1, we've got a mishmash. We got some maps that are designed for 3v3 game modes, some that are designed for 6v6, some that are designed for Control, some that are designed for Trials of Osiris, and when you play any specific playlist, you get kind of a mishmash, right? Some maps feel like they're very much designed for the game mode you're playing, say Trials of Osiris. Other maps don't at all. They feel too big, they feel too small, whatever it is, they just don't seem to be a custom fit for Trials of Osiris. With the move to 4v4, with all maps becoming 4v4 maps, and with all game modes becoming 4v4 game modes, it allows Bungie to design maps very competitively, very much designed with the game mode and the amount of players in mind. So I think that the 4v4 map design and the 4v4 game mode design actually speaks to Bungie taking competitive play in the Crucible very seriously. Another thing that I feel like is a strong indication that they are taking competitive play seriously is the removal of special weapons. They're not removed, but all the one-hit kill weapons that we're used to having in our special slot in Destiny 2 are getting moved over to be power weapons. Things like sniper rifles, shotguns, fusion rifles. These things that were very much one-hit kill weapons in Destiny 1 and very much primary weapons for a lot of Destiny 1 are all being moved over to power weapons. And what that allows Bungie to do is to very much restrict the amount of ammo you get for these power weapons in a very similar way to older shooters like Halo, where you'd actually have to go pick up those power weapons. Now you carry the power weapon with you. In Destiny 2, you carry it with you, but you got to go pick up ammo for that weapon. And only one person is allowed to get that ammo. So you are now picking up that power weapon. But instead of going to find the shotgun or going to find the sniper rifle, you choose which power weapon you want, and you just go get the ammo for it. This very much feels copacetic with a competitive environment in the Crucible. Now, next, the special abilities. When we played the game, Destiny 2, at the Destiny Reveal event, the special abilities like sticky grenades and melees are far less powerful than they are in Destiny 1. Far less powerful. A sticky grenade is not a one-shot kill. It takes 2 or 3 melees to kill somebody. Weapons, specifically primary weapons, are far more useful in Destiny 2, at least the version that we've played so far. And honestly, that's a very early version. That's not going to represent the final tuning of the game. But if it does go to show how these abilities are going to work in the Crucible, then it's going to be less about just getting kills with your sticky grenades and more about gunfights, more about, shooting it out against the enemy team. This change, and it's a big change, is going to be harmful, frankly, for new players, right? New players are not going to be able to get those easy one-shot kills every time their grenade comes up, or get very easy melee kills when somebody's close by and has a little bit of damage on them. These are changes that really are going to speak to high-level players more than beginners, because beginners like the fact that a sticky grenade is a one-shot kill. So every once in a while, no matter what, they're going to get a kill, right? They could throw that sticky, it's going to track to an enemy, and they're going to pick up that kill. In Destiny 2, at least the version we played, that's not the case. The grenade will still track, but the enemy has to be severely damaged already if that grenade is going to kill him. And I think that's a risk for Bungie, and Bungie knows that's a risk, right? Is by taking away some of the beginner-friendly abilities and some of the ways that they can easily succeed in the Crucible and get a good, fun Crucible experience. I mean, these special abilities are very much what those are, right? It's a way to have a beginner coming into Destiny, coming into the Crucible, have an easy way to succeed, and then they move on, and they either like the game or they don't like the game. But if they do, they move on and they start to experiment with guns and with special ammo and with power weapons, and they start to develop a play style and a way of playing. But the way they're balanced right now is you never really move away from the special abilities. You're going to keep using sticky grenades because they're just an effective way of killing. In Destiny 2, in the version that we played, they're not really going to be that effective. Sure, they're going to still do a lot of damage, and sure, they're going to be an effective way of finishing off an enemy and then ducking behind cover so they can't do that to you. But I feel like this change in particular is very much geared toward competitive Crucible. It's very much geared toward high-level play, players who want to see more gunfights and less grenade fights. Now, the last thing that I really want to talk about, and this one's out on the edge even more than the last ones, is that the Osiris DLC is coming in the winter of 2017. Now, Osiris is all about trials, right? The reason we know who Osiris is because he was introduced with the Trials of Osiris. There's some lore behind it. It's not really spoken about in-game too much, but the guys who went and read the Grimoire, they know all about Osiris. They know who he is, and when we get that Osiris DLC, it's going to come with a significant PvE chunk. At least we hope, right? That's the hope we have right now. So in winter 2017, we get the Osiris DLC, but Trials is actually coming back before that. So Trials will end about a month before Destiny 2 releases, so there won't be any Trials in Destiny 1 for about a month before Destiny 2 comes out. And then it's not coming back in Destiny 2 right away either, but it is coming out before the first DLC. Bungie's gone and said that. So if you're a big fan of Trials, you're definitely looking forward to that. But that asks the question, what the hell is the Osiris DLC? If Trials of Osiris, I mean, that's why we know who Osiris is. So I expect that we're going to have Osiris's story fleshed out a little bit. But with his connection to the Crucible, with his connection to the Trials, I would really expect, with the Osiris DLC, to see some sort of an expansion to the Crucible itself. Maybe that's private matches. I think it'd be a perfect time to release private matches. Maybe it's a ranked playlist. Maybe Trials of Osiris is something different in Destiny 2. Maybe it's not just an elimination game mode where you have to get 9 wins to go to the Lighthouse. Maybe it's something more. Maybe it's something that's expanded. Maybe that's true with Iron Banner too. But when Bungie looks at the competitive scene of Destiny 1, they see unhappy players, but they see players who are making do with what they have, right? When you look at Guardian Con's broadcast of the PvP tournament, you can't deny that was an extremely popular and extremely fun thing to watch. So for Bungie to just kind of let that go by the wayside, I don't think that's their plan. I think their plan is to get Destiny 2 out, make an awesome PvE experience. Yes, there will be some Crucible in there as well, but the Crucible will develop as Destiny 2 develops, just like it did in Destiny 1. Trials of Osiris did not launch with Destiny 1. It launched with House of Wolves about, 8 months later? 9 months later, maybe. So it was a long time afterward, and I would expect that we'll be seeing changes to Destiny 2's PvP environment, the Crucible, as Destiny 2 rolls on. So I do think that there is a lot of hope out there for people who are hoping for a competitive scene in the Crucible. I do think that's it's a strong possibility. I think it's very likely. I think that anybody who thinks it's not happening is probably a little bit blinded by the bad news they've received over the last month or so, right? I think that what Bungie is doing, what they're strategizing here is release the stuff that they know players aren't going to be too happy about, keep showing them cool stuff, but when the game actually comes out, then they'll get to experience all that new cool stuff. And while private matches aren't going to be there for launch and ranked playlists aren't going to be there for launch, it's definitely something that Bungie could add in. And I think it would be really well received by the community. And with private matches, maybe we'll even get custom matches. But that's definitely a stretch goal. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.